Hello, and welcome to Roseplay Presents episode 63. As always, we're your co-hosts, Aurian MoonRose and Saul Wildfire. So, before we get to the actual episode, you're probably wondering, Aurian, WTF? We're trying new things out, since this is more of a talk show, in a sense. Podcast, something like that. I've seen people have mics near them all the time. Granted, usually it's not a headset held with a hand, but hey. So we're going to try this format, see if you can hear both of us louder.
That's why we're rednecks.
That's why we're rednecks?
Rednecks, yeah.
Boy. I guess. Rednecks do it best. I mean, it's worth a shot. I mean, we're not going to do this in games, and we're not going to do it during, like, recordings. But I think when it's just us, this might work a little better. So anyway, today's episode is the top 3 worst press conferences of E3. Here on Roseplay, we do things a bit differently, too. Yes, I still got to throw this out here. We do things a bit differently. Instead of having a regular season followed by 3 special episodes, every episode is a special episode. Take your favorite TV show that it did so well it got made into a TV movie. That's what we are. So, let's go ahead and get started with number 3, the Bronze Award for the worst press conference. iBot did the best. EA. I think we'll start with you on this one.
Alright, well, EA wasn't bad. I mean, I liked the, Unraveled was my favorite in there, and Seas of Solitude wasn't that bad, but otherwise, they didn't have much to bring to the table. That's the main reason. But, I mean, Unraveled did get to me, but it's just kind of short, sweet, and to the point. No too dramatic games showing up, you know. So it wasn't that big a one, and there wasn't too much to be like, oh my gosh, you know. So that's the main reason why I thought it belonged on there.
Alright. So as I drop it, I can't even hold a mic right. Good job trying to be a host of a TV show. See, this is a hard one. I agree with you. EA had Unraveled too. Like last year's EA press conference, had no way out. Or a way out. My bad. I don't know why I keep doing it. Apparently I got wrestling on the mind. But they had that. Alone, that was the surprise of the entire press conference, which did at least make me like it. Sea of Solitude looks interesting. It's something definitely would have to play.
Yeah.
Definitely something that we'd need to have to play first to know. Otherwise, I mean, there was Beyond... No, wait, wrong one. That was Ubisoft. So I guess my main question here is, and I know we talked about it a little bit, like Ubisoft wasn't on here at all.
Yeah.
What made Ubisoft better to you that didn't let it be the top 3rd?
Oh geez, I don't even know what was in Ubisoft really. Was that Trials or was that something else?
That was Trials.
Okay, well that was probably the main reason. I mean, Unraveled did get to me, but they had a lot more games to show off, in my opinion. Like Trials, and I know they showed off a few more that I liked too.
Well, for me, there was Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, there was a few okay games. Like The Division 2, even though I'm not much of a war person, looks still okay. The only thing that would have put, for me, Ubisoft as the 3rd instead of EA, the lack of a host. I still really hate the lack of a host. But, I mean, to be fair, I never expect much out of EA. So it's always a surprise when they do something. But, I mean, at least Ubisoft has Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's kind of why I thought EA was 3 instead of Ubisoft. Because even though they didn't have the host, you were right that they had better things.
Yeah, well, Ubisoft is still probably, if there was a 4, it'd probably be the 4.
It would be. It'd be an honorable mention. I mean, the one reason why I don't put Ubisoft on it, they're the ones that did the South Park games.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, that's kind of why EA got the shaft being bronze for the top third worst. Now, if they didn't have as many good games premiering this year for Ubisoft, it probably would have actually beat EA. EA is usually on my worst games or conferences.
Yeah.
Mostly due to sports. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go to number 2 now, which got the silver. And honestly, it's weird that it made 2. Honestly, I mean, we did agree to these, and I am going to stick by what 2 and 1 is, but I'm going to throw in there that I honestly think these two should be mixed around. But the silver goes to Devolver Digital. And we talked about them a little bit mixed with Limited Run. Limited Run did it right, especially because of the fact that there was kids and there was more games. Devolver literally continued to devolve as the press conference went on. You had Murder, you had Mayhem, which, okay, granted, happened in 2017. But there was barely any games, which, honestly, I don't remember there being much the year before either. The only thing that really saves grace for this is that I was invested. Why I agreed with you on being number 2 is because I'm invested in the story that they are producing between the 2 years. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, Devolver just did almost everything else wrong other than the soap opera. So, what was your reasons for it being number 2 compared to number 1 without giving away what number 1 is?
Well, they were, in my opinion, more entertaining. And at least they didn't go on and on about the same game. So, I mean, they at least had like 2 or 3 good games to give off of, you know. And I really thought they were more entertaining than the other one.
I will agree with that.
So, yeah, that's mainly my reason. More entertaining and just more fun games. So, more ones that I was looking forward to.
3 words. I am Pedro. That game somehow looked amazing. As for me, I mean, they basically do get number 2 because of the fact that they didn't dwell on one game too much either. It was a short conference, but it wasn't good. It wasn't extremely bad because at the time we hadn't watched limited runs and we hadn't watched many other press conferences. And because of that, it was definitely more entertaining than the others were. Alright, so then let's move to the number 1, what got the gold medal for worst press conference. And I'm going to have it start with her because she's the one that really believes it should be 1. I'm iffy. I sort of do believe it should be for the reasons we just talked about. But I want you guys to hear it for yourself first before I go into it a little bit. So the number 1 gold medal for bad press conferences goes to Nintendo.
Alright, so like, it was like, what was it, like a 40-minute?
It was like a 43-minute press conference.
Okay, so like, they were like literally playing Mario Smash Brothers for like 30 minutes out of a 43-minute press conference. And I'm like, okay, at least like, they're throwing in some different areas and whatnot, but they're literally going in there and showing every single character in the damn game.
And movesets.
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on. Like, you're not even showing, like, games. Like, you know how, like, the other people are like, here's a game trailer, here's a gameplay. This is just like, here's Mario Smash Brothers, here you go. Like, that's about it. And then there's, like, Rabbids, I think, and then...
No, Rabbids was Ubisoft's.
Oh, man, it's even worse. Well, I guess I can't even give them that. So, yeah, Smash Bros.
Okay, so really her main reason was a 30-minute video on Super Smash Brothers, which I'll give her not liking it, because we talked about it during the press conference. I'll give you not liking that one. I'm a little disappointed you don't like the tennis. I love the tennis.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was, the tennis.
Okay. So where to start with this one? I mean, I could go on a small tangent. Not a tangent, but I could go on a small tangent. I do completely agree that unlike Bethesda, that not only did it correctly for having I'll say they had a 25-minute press conference on Fallout. Even Assassin's Creed probably had like a 10-minute. And theirs still did pretty okay, even though, again, it felt nothing like Assassin's Creed. But when you have a press conference that's 2 hours, you can delve 30 minutes into it.
Exactly.
This, like you said, this was literally 3/4 of the entire press conference. And I like Smash Brothers. I mean, it's not my all-time favorite, not fond of too much fighting games. But what did they really show off? They showed every character just to come back and say, we have every character in the game. Couldn't you have just said that?
Alright, so I got something.
Okay.
Alright, because literally Devolver Digital wasn't like literally one whole big trailer about something. That's why it got number 2. At least it had like, okay, here's the game, talking whatever, their play thing, and then went back to another game. This was literally like, I'd rather watch a damn trailer for the damn thing. That's pretty much what it was a Smash Brothers trailer, and I'm not even that fond of Smash Bros. Like, if all you have, like, Nintendo has Mario, and like all that you can give out for Mario is Smash Brothers and tennis, your life is pretty sad, okay? So
you gotta remember, though, you've gotta remember that Mario is what not only saved the video game industry, though, but it is also, like, their main mascot. And, I mean, I understand you do like Mario. You like Luigi more, but you like Mario because, I mean, we've played plenty of Mario games. They're fun. But the main point is, and okay, I'm going to give Nintendo this. We didn't watch the Nintendo tree houses. They were 2 days of Nintendo showing off tech demos of their games and having the people talk about it. You know, if we would have actually sat and watched the 2 days of Nintendo Directs, which, again, still wasn't that many games, and we'd have missed out on learning about every other game that E3 had to offer, we would have got good trailers and gameplay of Smash Brothers. We would have gotten good gameplay and trailers of the Pokemon and everything else. So, I mean, if you throw in the Nintendo Directs, it probably was not a bad press conference edition added on. But if you just take Nintendo as it was, I can agree with you in that retrospect. But regardless, you play a trailer, like I said, to show off every character, and I already said what I felt about that. Then you sit here and you show the changes to the game. But instead of having it being two people versing one another, it's literally just a tech demo of the character doing his new stuff. The only good thing about Smash Brothers was the reveal of Ridley, which was a Metroid villain pirate. Well, they call him a pirate, but honestly, it's like a dragon pterodactyl. I don't see how that's a pirate. But that was like the only good thing that was thrown off of the trailer, other than announcing that Smash Brothers would have every character in it.
Wasn't there Party in there too?
There was Mario Party, and you probably like Mario Party. Green screen. Well, you can still hear us.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna continue to talk. Smash Brothers, or not Smash Brothers, Super Mario Party. I like playing it with people, but you've got to remember. I think I might have fixed it. I hope.
Weird.
Maybe not. All right, so we're gonna try something quickly. Boy, it's always something with these.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So somehow we lost full screen completely. So I guess we're gonna finish it off in small screen, which is extremely weird.
With a beautiful Dragon Age in the background, because you need more of that.
Yeah, I know, because we don't get enough of that on the show. Maybe if I turn off the camera and then turn it on and full screen it. We'll give that one shot there. Yeah, no. All right, so note to self, I can't let it go black, which means I'm going to have to keep the TV on. So we do this. But yeah, no, Super Mario Party isn't bad. I'm going to try. Okay, no. So Super Mario Party isn't bad, but I always felt like it was the thing that ruined friendships. And that's why I'm not super too fond of Super Mario Party. But I think we dragged on with the whole... like I said, as is, Nintendo's press conference was the worst. Like, at least last year there was some okay things, which there wasn't this. Oh yeah, we got background music now. Which it wasn't as bad last year as it was this year. Now, in some senses, I do say I want to switch the two around. But, I mean, after having the talk, I can kind of see why we didn't switch it the way it was. So, I believe closing statements with Dragon Age music playing in the background. You know what? Screw it. We'll just have a green screen. We'll learn from the mistake. There we go. Alright, so, green screen. Woo! Closing statements. We chose these 3 press conferences because in one way or another, they did everything that's wrong with press conferences. I mean, not so much EA. EA kind of just skidded by.
It was just because they didn't have much. That's why they were on there.
Yeah. They kind of only skid by because we did a top 3, and there was only like 7 press conferences or something. But other than that, Devolver Digital, no games, way too adult for kids who might watch it later on. And Nintendo, maybe if they would have had an hour-and-a-half conference, maybe 2 hours, showed more gameplay, it would have been fine. But 75% of your game, unless you're going to show tech demos and have a tournament or something within the press conference, honestly, I'll still say Devolver was the worst per se.
Boo.
But if you do press conferences like this, people aren't going to want to watch them. That's my closing statement.
Alrighty, so don't buy and I guess have more games to offer and try harder. And I guess Nintendo, yeah, that's definitely first. So, because there's no way, in my opinion, that Devolver should be first. I just can't see it. Not with Nintendo being like a full-out trailer. So, yep, it has to be first.
So, in summary, we expected more from Nintendo because they are one of the big three. Everybody else is really companies that produces these games for them. If you don't have good trailers, or not trailers, if you don't have enough games, if you don't try to demo your stuff, or don't have a host, and I know that still is Ubisoft, but I'm going with it. If you don't have a host, it's not as fun.
Don't even try, that's why. Don't show up and be like, I'm sorry guys, we don't have nothing.
Yeah, that's what Nintendo kind of felt like. Especially since they had Nintendo Directs throughout the whole year.
Yep.
So, I guess we will leave it there. Next episode, we'll learn better. I guess I'm going to have to keep the TV on to see. And I thought I'd come back to this for the closing. So come back next time when we will do episode 64, which will be the top 5 games of E3. That ought to be fun and a little longer episode. So until next time, remember, keep gaming, never give up, and please, don't have a whole press conference.
A train.
Yeah, roughly.